everybody, and welcome to another Common Grounds Meet the Members. For those that don't know me, my name is Jo Stevens, and my business is I'm a woman who does many things. So I have Quirky Habits, which is all about identifying and being out like self-awareness. I truly feel that we need self-awareness, and that's what I do in my Quirky Habits programs. And then also have co-host Ladies Who Long Lunch, and that's for women in business who want to have time out, away from the office, enjoying a long lunch, and meeting other women, like-minded women in business. So enough about me. Today is actually all about our amazing Common Ground member, Nikki. Hello, Nikki, love.
Hi.
Nikki,
Thanks for welcoming me in.
you are more than welcome. Now, Nikki, do you want to tell everybody about your name, your business? Tell us all about yourself.
Okay, so we'll squeeze everything into, something this big. So my name is Nikki Wouters, and very imaginatively, my business is Nikki Wouters, coach and creator. I thought I would just go with the facts on that one, which is really interesting for me. Being a creative, being an artist is part of what I do. I find like when it comes to my business, I need to keep it simple so that all the other stuff can flow and be creative and chaotic, but the basics get to be just coach and creator.
Absolutely.
Pardon?
Oh, so absolutely. I think it makes it simple when you just go with your own name. I sometimes kind of feel like I should have went down that road too, because I do many things, but absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about what you offer people.
Yeah, so I am a spiritual life coach and I'm an intuitive artist. And I'm very, very fortunate that I get to express both of those things in my business. At the start, and I'm sure many people can relate to this, I was trying to niche and I was trying to narrow and I was trying to just nail down one thing because I kind of had this idea in my mind that if I could just get super clear and super simple, sort of like my business name, that it would all just flow easily and I'd be making $1 million and it would be great. Spoiler alert, it didn't work that way. And I just ended up burning myself out or being like overcomplicating everything. And mostly stepping into this year, 2024, I realized if I'm going to love my life and if I'm going to actually fulfill my goal of like running my business my way, being happy, mind, body, and soul, I needed to have both. So even if it might confuse some people out there who like a niche, I believe to fulfill my heart, my purpose, and really help people, I'm going to have both, which is the coaching, which is the creating. And sometimes I do a beautiful mix of both, which gets to be really fun for me.
Absolutely. I was actually going to say that. I think it kind of all flows into one, I mean, because I think we have talked about this before, is that intuition that you have, and with coaching, it comes from that when like, listening to people, being intuitive about where they're at. And then that leads then into your art and into your spiritualness as well. It all leads into one thing, but you just have different things that you offer. Isn't that
Yeah.
right? In that way, kind of sense?
Yeah, definitely. I am the umbrella, which is the intuition, the creativity, the coaching, the teaching, because I was a teacher for 10 years. So that, you know, just beautifully sort of came into my business as well. But at the end of the day, it's like, how do I, as a full human being, serve the person or the people in front of me if it's a class? And sometimes it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And other times it's a bit of everything all thrown in the mix, but exactly right. I use my intuition, I trust my gut, and I go with what the people in front of me really need. And sometimes that is somewhere in the messy middle of it all.
So why are you passionate about what you do? We've talked a little bit about the intuition, and you were saying that you wanted to go more with what for your life to make yourself happy. Because I actually agree with you. If we are happy within ourselves, we can really support others as well. So what makes you passionate about what you do?
So many things. I was thinking about this earlier, and it's just, I used to wake up every single day and I had no like hope really. And
Mm.
that sounds really depressing as like, spoiler, I was depressed for a lot of the time. But it was really, I didn't view life as something that got better. I thought it is just something you put up with and you get through, and this is as good as it gets, so make the most of it. And then my own personal development journey and actually developing a spiritual practice and realizing there was something out there besides, myself. I started to realize that was just a really dark perspective I had. And by going down that journey and really allowing myself to see that there was so much more out there for me and then starting to follow it, I realized like this genuinely, truly changed my life and probably saved my life as I, look back and see the direction I was heading in. And I just think it's so important that people realize they have that path and they have that option. Because I genuinely think that many people don't, that many people are like me thinking, I just need to make it look good on paper, or I just need to do what everyone has told me to do, or I just need to not rock the freaking boat and make it to the end. And that's, yeah, it's really scary to think you can spend 40, 50, 60, 100 years of your life simply surviving when thriving was an option the whole time. You just might not have realized it.
I absolutely agree with you there. And I've gone down a similar path myself, when my life just seemed like it was, this is it, just got to get through every day, just stepping forward, just doing what I had to do without really actually being happy inside. And I remember that when I actually went in, I had a session with a life coach. And I had children, I was married, I had children, I had this amazing life. On the outside, I looked amazing. And one of the things she asked me was, what makes you happy? Not your children, not your husband. What makes you happy? And I couldn't answer that. And I think that you're right there. So many of us are down that path. We're just paddling along, look, maybe like the ducks underneath, like looking really good on top. But that's not really what life is about, is it? And so I can see that for you, that passion came for you when you realize that that's not the life you want. So and now you're heading down the right path for yourself, and now you want that for others. Is that correct? Is that what you're like, why you not changing, but what you're bringing more into your business? Is that correct?
Definitely. I think it's the focus on transformation. It's like illuminating for people, transformation is possible, and then helping them step through in a very safe and comfortable way, because, life is scary enough as it is when you're in a life that isn't your own, or you're following someone else's rules. Like everything is just survival, and that's really intense and really scary, which is why so many of us burn out or have unhealthy habits, or just, don't do what's best for us. Because if we don't believe life gets better, why would we make better choices, for our health or our relationships and things like that? So stepping people safely through that transformation in a way that works for them and actually is going to be permanent and aligned and something that's mind, body, and soul successful, it's everything. It's truly everything.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So tell us what kind of programs then you do, because I know that you do some art into art as well, and the coaching. So can you kind of like lay out a little bit of the programs that you offer for people so they have a bit of an idea?
Definitely. So right at the heart of my business is my community, Soul-Led and Satisfied. And I really try and embody in everything I do what the name implies there. It's about being soul-led, so developing that connection, that relationship, and trusting yourself to follow it. And the purpose of that is to be satisfied, satisfied day to day, moment to moment, but also with the direction your life is heading in, whether that's your relationships, your health, your career. And most of the time it's all of those things. So that community is the heart, because I think we all need to be in community. Not only can we not do it alone, we're not meant to do it alone. And that's how I felt, super, super alone. And every time I met someone new who was like in the same vibe, on the same path, heading in the same direction, it helped me anchor even more deeply into, even if this is really hard, it's where I'm meant to be. So it's like little lights in the dark, and together we come into this beautiful sun and we shine, and it's just so much easier when you're not alone. So that's the heart of my business. And it's a really safe space to just be who you are, say where you are, and get the help that you need for where you are as well. So I really, really love being in this community. So yeah, that's the heart. And then often people step up and into, or maybe they're sort of attracted to that and they want to work with me one-to-one. This is where I think the real change and transformation gets to occur, because it's, hands-on, hearts in, and together we get to create exactly what's going to work for you in your life. So I love working with clients one-to-one. It's probably my happiest place in terms of seeing the transformation so much quicker than often the clients believe is possible. I was just looking at a testimonial yesterday, and she was talking about, within 2 months, she had quit smoking, she had gotten her debt sort of stuff on track and in order, and she knew when it was going to be paid off, and just changing how she was working from what she didn't want to what she did want. And like, that
Oh,
just
amazing.
lights me up. So I love working with clients one-to-one, and I do make sure it's a customized program. There's no cookie cutter. I can't tell you what it's going to be like. We need to meet and make the path that is meant for you together. So that's
Oh, I
super
love that, because
exciting.
that's the point, isn't it? Because we're all individuals, we all have different needs and different wants, and it's about working together to make sure, like, that right path that you go down.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're also an artist and do artwork and things like that. And I have noticed that you, which I've been dying to get to, just haven't had time, at the Self Lounge, you do little art, is that art intuition classes? Is that correct?
Yeah, so I call them intuitive art classes. And for me, this is the combination of intuitive creation, which is how I make my art, is by channeling and seeing what comes up and through and being able to respond to yourself in the moment. But the purpose of these art classes, which I run online via Zoom and yes, in Brisbane at the Self Love Lounge, is a class where I walk you through a meditation and you get guided to have a message or an experience or something coming up and through for you. And then the purpose of the art class is facilitating a space where you get to just pour that out onto the page. And I love that because no two classes are the same. And even if the same person comes every single class, they're going to experience something super unique and very different, but exactly what they needed in that moment. Sometimes it's very healing or illuminating, and maybe it's a gentle bit of a slap in the face wake up call sometimes, depending on what's going on within you. But it's something that you get to have a little bit of a creative self-care whilst also deepening your own spiritual connection in a very fun and free way.
Oh, sounds amazing. Yes, I definitely need to get there. My girlfriend and I have been like, it's on our list of things that we want to do. So we need to make sure we make that happen, because we'd love to go along. Well, now we talked about your programs and what you offer in your one-on-one coaching, so like who is the audience that, your preferred client, or your, that client that's out there that you're looking for, who's looking for you?
Yeah. Well, I think transformation is available to everyone, but not everyone is ready for transformation. So the ideal client is someone who's, waking up every single day going, is this it? I want more. I know I can do more, but the bridge to the how is just not quite there yet. So if you're in the position, or if you know someone in the position of like just bursting with potential, and we just need a path, we just need a purpose, and we just need a plan, then that's my ideal client, someone who is willing and ready to just get going and create the life that they love.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And I think that's funny. I'm going to bring it up because, like, we were talking about earlier, like, I am quite easy to say that I don't have my shit together, and you were saying that you don't have your shit together. And I think that in the world, like when we talk about coaching and and supporting people, that the honest truth is that not all of us are like that. And this is why we do this for ourselves. We understand that we need that path. And so, and that we can go on that path journey together. Is that how you feel, like when you, like with your clients? Let's just go on this path together and find that life that we all want. Is that correct? Is that what you kind of feel?
Yeah, it's interesting, even in this, a bit of a mess. Because I think some people walk into this going, there is one path, or there is one right way, or I should be here. And it's very linear. I love to illuminate throughout my coaching that it is a constant co-creation, and you are literally creating what comes next on the go. So that's why we do mess up and we go down the wrong path, and we might realize we've headed in the wrong direction. But all of that is just beautiful information for what comes next. So that's why I think it's really handy to have a coach, not because you can't do it yourself, not because you're not smart enough or hardworking enough, or you don't have the grit and grace, because everyone I've worked with has been phenomenal in everything that they do, but creating your life deliberately, consciously, and in a way that's aligned, it takes, so much more from you than you realize. So that's why we have guides, that we have, like a lighthouse to help light the way. So yeah, it's very interesting, and it's a constantly curving, twisting roller coaster of a life and path.
Absolutely. And I love that. And I think that is, the honest truth out there is this, it's having that someone there to hold your hand and lead you in the right path. And I agree. I have those people in my life, and I need them. And, and we all have life and things happen. And it's always great to have that coach there. And I thank my coaches for helping me be the person that I am today. So thank you also very much. Can I ask, so I know that you've been on a journey and a change. So is there one kind of bit of advice that you would offer to anybody that's listening today?
Yes. Okay. Something was just coming up and through as you're saying that. Probably the best piece of advice I can give you is, or give everyone in this moment, is just accept who you are, where you are, and how you got here. Because so much of our struggle and challenge is in the regret or the grief or the resistance. And truly, every time I've allowed myself simply to be okay with who I am and where I am, the weight of the world just falls off the shoulders. And that's the perfect place to then, maybe do something next.
I love that. I love that, because everything that happens in life is a lesson, and good or bad, and let's just move forward with it and just go, thank you for the lesson. What's next? Let's get there. Get excited about life. And I'm so excited for you and the direction that you're taking. And if anybody wants to get in touch with Nikki, you will find all the links on our Common Grounds website. And we have a Facebook page as well, if you want to join that as well. You can find it at commongroundsbrisbane.com. Oh, we don't have .au anymore. I'm going to have to get rid of that, but you can go to AU as well. You'll still find us. They both direct there. But yeah, so thank you so much, Nikki. That was amazing. And I'm sure that many others listening have got something out of that as well. So thank you all so much. And yeah, find us at Common Grounds there. You can find us on our website, Facebook, and everywhere else. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day.